All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something, well, pretty profound. It's this idea that the divinity we're all sort of taught to search for out there is actually right here, inside of us. That you, right now, are a living, breathing verse in this huge cosmic story. So yeah, let's declassify this whole thing together. And we're going to start with a question that just gets right to the point. Seriously, think about it. Who told you to go searching for God? Who was the first person to plant that idea in your head that God was something separate, something you had to find? I mean, was the divine ever really lost in the first place? This one question, it really sets the stage for everything we're about to get into.
So if it wasn't lost, where did this feeling of separation even come from? Well, the source material we're looking at has a fascinating take. It suggests that divinity has been treated like a classified document. It's not that it's gone, it's just been intentionally hidden, right there in plain sight.
I mean, just think about it for a second. We are living in what the source calls these storms of beliefs, right? There are so many competing ideas, loud doctrines, really complex systems, and they all seem to place the divine somewhere else. It's in a book or a special building or way up in the sky, far away from us. And all that does is create this gap, this separation between us and the very thing we're looking for. And that right there, that flips the whole idea of a search completely on its head. See, the premise isn't that God is missing. It's that the truth of its presence has been, well, classified. It's been made to seem super complex or way out of reach, when in reality, it's been right here the entire time.
Okay, so if this truth has been classified, how in the world do we declassify it? What's the key? Well, according to the source material, it all comes down to a really simple but incredibly profound concept: the great I am.
So what is the I am? Well, it's described as this fundamental, universal consciousness. It's something that's always, always present, both inside of us and all around us. It's not a person, it's not a place, it's the very awareness of being. That's it. It's the gateway, the direct line to the divine that doesn't need a middleman.
And just listen to the power in this next phrase: ubiquitously omnipresent. Wow. I mean, that means this presence isn't just somewhere, it is literally everywhere, all at once, with zero exceptions. It's the very fabric of existence itself.
And this next part just brilliantly illustrates how intimate this all is. This isn't some abstract, far-off cosmic force we're talking about. It is the actual breath in your lungs, the life force that is literally animating your body right now. The source is super clear on this. This isn't just philosophy. This is biology. It's the most fundamental reality of your existence.
And finally, to really bring it all home, the I am is framed as the thing we've been looking for all along. That love, that connection, that feeling of wholeness we're all searching for out in the world. Turns out it's this presence within us. And that's the real revelation, isn't it? The search is over the second you realize you were looking for something you never, ever lost.
Okay, so if this universal I am consciousness is the whole shebang, what does that make each of us as individuals? Well, this next section gives us a really beautiful and powerful metaphor for that. We are living verses. So think of it like this. If the I am is the divine whole, the entire ocean, let's say, then each and every one of us is a unique and totally sacred expression of it, a single perfect wave. We're not just part of the whole, we are a complete expression of the whole in our own unique way. And that's the core idea right here, a living verse. What does that mean? It means you're not just supposed to read a sacred text, you are one. Your life, all of it, every single unique experience is a direct, meaningful expression of the universe itself. And the source material gets incredibly poetic when it describes what these verses are. Things like strands of DNA divinely neutralizing anatomy, or an echo from eternity. I love that one. The word made flesh, that's a classic, right? It's saying our bodies are the living embodiment of a divine idea. And then you get things like conscious nators written in quantum language. Now that's a mouthful, but it hints that our very consciousness is woven into the fabric of reality. But you see the theme, right? They all point to the same thing. Our spiritual and physical selves are one and the same. They're totally inseparable.
All right, so if we're all these living verses, how do we actually start to, live like it? That brings us to the next really crucial step, the process of declassifying the divine for ourselves.
So declassifying in this sense, it just means personally removing the veils. It's about shedding those old systems of belief that told us we were separate,
or small, or that we needed some kind of external authority to connect with the divine. It's basically an act of spiritual liberation. It's reclaiming what was always yours. And this really puts it all in stark contrast, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the classify beliefs. The source calls them savage beliefs and penned lies, where God is something outsourced to someone else. It's these blind leading the blind systems that classify goodness for just a few. But then, you look at the declassified truth. It's always been in plain sight. It's the idea that we are all in the great I am. It's our shared identity. We're a family of universal siblings.
Ultimately, what this is all saying is that declassification isn't about discovering some brand new secret. It's about remembering something ancient, something fundamental. It's about realizing that that old script, the one that was full of fear and separation, it just doesn't have any power over us anymore. Not once we see the truth that's been right there all along.
But just knowing this stuff isn't quite enough, is it? The final piece of the puzzle is all about putting this knowledge into action. It's about rewriting our shared script. And this, right here, this is the ultimate takeaway. When you really truly see yourself as a living verse, as a unique expression of the divine, it changes everything. It changes your relationship with yourself, with the world. You stop being a passive character in some story that was written for you. Instead, you become an active, conscious co-author of our collective human story.
And to help with that, the source gives us this simple but really powerful mantra. It's called the Master Code. Just 3 steps. First, I am. That's you acknowledging your own divine nature. Simple. Second, I can. That's you recognizing the inherent power you have because of that nature. And third, I will. That's your commitment, your promise to actually express this truth out in the world. And this quote just brings the whole explainer full circle perfectly. It's a declaration. You are the one as I am, is life declared. God is us living verses. You're the one you've been looking for. Because that I am presence is just life itself, declaring that it exists. Put simply, God is us, all of us, living out our unique, beautiful verses. And so we have to end this where it all begins and ends, with you. If you are a unique, sacred expression of the entire universe, a living verse in this grand cosmic poem, then the real question isn't what the poem means. The question is, what will your verse be? What story, what energy, what kind of love are you going to contribute to the whole thing? So I'll leave you with this. What verse will you write today?